Hey, I don't really know how to start this, so I'm just gonna type and hope it makes sense. I've been working third shift here since late September. It's that rundown 7-Eleven right off Highway 15. The one with the broken sign that only lights up the top part most nights. $11 an hour plus whatever change people leave in the take a penny tray. I needed the money badly. So when the last guy quit without even giving notice, I took the job. They told me he just left. Apron folded on the counter, name tag still clipped to it, coffee still warm in the pot. The manager shrugged like it happens all the time. People flake, he said. Didn't look at me when he handed over the keys. First couple weeks were boring in the usual way. Drunks at 1 in the morning, truckers buying 5 Red Bulls and a pack of smokes, kids trying to steal Monster cans and thinking I don't notice. The bell over the door jingled like it was half dead. Everything smelled like hot dogs and floor cleaner. Then the clock thing started. It was a Tuesday, or maybe Wednesday. Hard to keep track when your days are upside down. Around 2:40, the lights flickered, just a second or two. When they came back on the register, clock jumped straight to 3:17 and froze there. I mean froze. I smacked it, unplugged it, plugged it back in. Nothing. The little digital colon kept blinking like it was laughing at me. I figured whatever, clocks break. But my phone still said 2:45 when I checked it. So the store clock was lying and my phone wasn't. That felt wrong somehow. That same night, a guy came in. Tall, heavy coat even though it was still warm out. He walked straight to aisle 7, the one with the motor oil and beef jerky nobody ever buys, and just stood there. Back to me. Didn't move. Didn't pick anything up, just stood, like he was waiting for someone to finish a conversation I couldn't hear. After maybe 5 minutes, I called out the usual, "Hey, welcome in." No answer. He finally turned and walked to the counter. Slow, no sound from his boots on the tile. Put one thing down, a pack of Newports, brand new, wrapper perfect, like it had never been touched by human hands. "Need ID," I said, mostly on autopilot. He looked up. There was no face, just smooth skin, pale, no eyes, no mouth, nothing. Like someone started making a person and then changed their mind. I don't remember what I did next. I think I made a noise. I know I shoved the pack back at him. He took it, turned, walked out. The bell didn't ring. That was 3 weeks ago. Every night since then, right around 3:16, I get this feeling like the air gets thicker. I turn the radio off. I stop moving. I sit behind the counter with my hands in my lap and wait. At 3:17 they show up, not always the same ones. Sometimes the faceless guy. Sometimes this nurse-looking woman whose shoes leave wet prints even though it hasn't rained in days. Sometimes these 2 little kids who hold hands and face the wrong way, heads twisted all the way around so their eyes are on me while their bodies point at the cooler. They never talk, never buy anything, just stand in their spots and look. Last night was worse. Door opened at 3:17, no bell. Cold air rolled in, smelling like dirt and pennies. I looked up. It was me. Not some creepy doppelganger with bad makeup. It was me. Same shitty polo, same name tag with my name scratched in because the printer jammed. Same little rip in the sleeve from when I was restocking Monsters last week. Even walked the same way I do, kind of favoring my left knee because of an old basketball injury I never talk about. He came right up to the counter, put both hands down flat like I do when I'm trying not to shake. He spoke, my voice, but slower, like every word hurt coming out. "You're late." I opened my mouth. Nothing came. He leaned in closer. I could smell the cigarettes on him. "Newports. You keep coming back," he said. "Every night. You sit here. You wait for 3:17. You forget you already stayed." He smiled. My crooked tooth. I'm the one who gets to leave when the sun comes up. I looked down at my hands on the counter. His hands on the counter. Only one pair of them made a shadow. I don't know what time it is anymore. The clock is still stuck at 3:17. I hear footsteps in the aisles even when I close my eyes. Sometimes I think I'm the one making them. Sometimes I think I'm waiting for the next me to walk through the door. If you ever drive by this place after dark, don't stop. Don't come in for a drink or a pack of smokes or whatever. Because the night shift isn't really hiring anymore. It's just keeping what's already here. And it's patient as hell. I'm writing this from inside a cleaning closet at gate A19. My hands won't stop shaking, and I need to document what's happening before things get creepier, or before it finds me. I've been working the night shift at this airport for almost 4 years. Same routine every night: clean the food court, sanitize the restrooms, mop the terminals, in and out by 2 a.m., home by 3. Sample: tonight should have been no different. Andre called in sick again, 3rd time this month, so I had to handle the entire back kitchen alone. The grease trap had been leaking for God knows how long, and the smell. Christ, it was like something had crawled in there and died. Took me an extra 2, or was it 3, hours to get it cleaned properly. By the time I finished, it was already 4 a.m. The airport felt different at that hour. Quieter, emptier, like the building itself was holding its breath. I've worked plenty of late nights, but this was the first time the silence felt wrong. I started my usual route to the employee exit near gate B12. That's when I realized something was off. The hallway seemed longer than usual. Not dramatically, just enough to make me second guess myself. Maybe the exhaustion was getting to me. Double shifts will do that. But then I reached where the exit should be, and there was nothing. Just another corridor stretching into darkness. I backtracked, thinking I'd taken a wrong turn. But every pathway I tried led to more empty gates, more endless hallways. The fluorescent lights hummed overhead, casting everything in that sickly yellow glow that makes everything look like a hospital. Then every light in the terminal went out. 3 deliberate blows against the floor-to-ceiling window at gate A23. The sound echoed through the empty terminal like gunshots. I froze. Outside the window was nothing but darkness. The knocking came from the outside, but we're on the 2nd floor. There's nothing out there but a 40-foot drop. My heart was hammering as I approached the window, trying to stumble with the seats in the middle of the dark. I pressed my face against the glass, trying to see through the reflection of the terminal lights. Nothing. I jumped. The sound this time came from gate A22. Closer. The sound was following me. I started walking faster, my footsteps echoing in the empty, pitch-dark space. The knocking continued, moving from window to window, always one gate ahead of me. Each knock was precise, deliberate, like something was pacing me from outside. That's impossible. I know it's impossible, but I could hear it clearly. Sharp knuckles against glass, keeping perfect time with my movement. Gate A21 now. The sound was getting more violent, more insistent. The darkness was absolute. Not even the emergency lighting kicked in. In 4 years of working here, I'd never seen the airport lose power completely. So close I could feel the vibration through the floor. I ran. I couldn't see anything, but I knew these halls well enough to navigate by memory. I stumbled through the darkness, my breathing ragged, the knocking following me like a predator stalking prey. I found this cleaning closet by accident, literally running into the door in my panic. The moment I got inside and locked it, the lights came back on. I could see the light under the door crack, but in here, it's still dark. I've been hiding for 20 minutes now, typing this on my phone. The knocking has stopped, but I can hear something else now. Movement. Footsteps in the terminal. Heavy, deliberate steps. Something that shouldn't be there. I can see shadows moving past under the door, passing back and forth like they're searching for something. Searching for me. I just tried calling security, but there's no signal. My phone shows full bars, but every call goes straight to a busy signal. Even 911 won't connect. The footsteps have stopped stupidly close to me. It's completely silent now, which somehow feels worse than the knocking. At least then I knew where it was. Wait, there's something scratching at the door, like fingernails dragging across metal. The scratching is getting more frantic. I can hear breathing on the other side of the door. Heavy, wet breathing that doesn't sound human. I can smell it. That same rotting stench from the grease trap, but worse. Much worse. I'm starting to sound like a crazy person. Oh God, the door handle is turning. Forgot to lock it from the inside. The door is opening. I can see something in the crack. Not a person, but a shadow with too many limbs. It's squeezing through the gap, folding in on itself like it's made of liquid darkness. It's in here with me now. It's reaching for me. The screen is cracking. My phone is cracking. Update from airport security. Employee Jessica Langdon was reported missing during her shift on June 14th. Her phone was found in a cleaning closet at Gate A19. Displaying this post, security footage shows her entering the closet at 4:47 a.m., but no footage exists of her leaving. Just her phone on the floor, screen shattered. I'm posting this because people deserve to know. I've worked security here for 12 years, and I've never seen anything like this. But I'll tell you what really bothers me. I checked the maintenance logs for that night. The grease trap in the back kitchen was cleaned 2 weeks ago. It was spotless. There was nothing there that should have smelled like death. I work at a hospital second shift, very late nights. Most of the time, it's been half a year since I started. There's only been a handful of times I have been startled or felt uncomfortable, but tonight was different. Maybe I had a psychological break, or maybe I saw a glimpse of something beyond our world. The night was dragging, by second break had already come and gone. It was around 2 a.m. and a whole nother floor to mop. I just got done with this section and I had to mop this area called Old Corrido. Didn't mind going in there too much by myself, but there were rumors among the coworkers it was haunted. I just had a strange feeling that night while I was walking in there, all of the rumors racing through my mind. One always stuck with me, though it made the hair on my body act just like a soldier standing up straight and tall. She told me she was in there one night and it got really cold and the air got heavy. She tried to just not give it any attention, but as she was walking up to this office, the door slammed shut. She froze in fear, and I could think a blood-curdling scream from what sounded like a woman came from the room, and she booked it after that, and she refuses to go in there. The weird thing is, multiple people have heard screams from Old Cardio. I couldn't help myself, but that's all I could think about. I put the pedal to the metal. I was going as fast as I could mop. I definitely did not feel alone. Dripping with sweat, I'm towards the end. I start mopping this nursing station, and a cold breeze ran down my back. I instantly stopped in my tracks. There is a room right beside the station, and I began to hear this ear screeching, noise like a nail on a chalkboard coming from this room. I start walking towards it with my ears covered. The sound grew louder and louder the closer I got. Just as I put my hand to the door handle, it stops. I hesitated before I opened the door. I got too scared and began to gather my cleaning supplies. As I'm doing so, the lights shut off, and the only bit of light that bled through the darkness were the exit lights. My flight or fight has kicked in at this point. I start walking towards the exit without my supplies. This hallway couldn't be longer. Just as I get to the lobby door, it slammed in my face. Scared to the core, I take off. Running to the bathroom on the other side. As I'm running, I slip and fall. The damn floor is wet. As I'm getting up, I hear what sounds like branches being snapped, completely paralyzed with fear. I look towards the sound, and there's this woman covered in this black-like substance crawling on all fours. Every movement came with the ear-numbing sound of what I imagine are her bones breaking and snapping. She looks up at me and stops to stare at me, releasing this soul-crushing scream. The woman's face was half caved in with this substance leaking out of this dent in her skull, her flesh gray and dead. Most of her flesh was hanging off of her. The eyes were pitch black. I will never forget that face. I close my eyes and cover my eyes waiting for her to take me, but minutes pass by. I open them and she is gone, and all the light are on. Needless to say, I booked it and no longer work there. All of that pain and suffering and that scream is burned into my brain.